Ted Cruz making an unconventional move, announcing Carly Fiorina as his vice presidential pick before even securing the GOP nomination. Hello, everyone. I'm Dana Perino, and this is The Five. And we're going to get right to it. I don't even get to introduce all my co-hosts, but they are here. Kimberly, Juan, Eric, and Greg, because it's in his contract that he gets to introduce. Thank you. Joking. So we recovered, Kimberly. We were here last night. We were here this morning.
We're alive.
We love doing that show.
Tales of the
And now we have a new topic. That's why we're in the news business, right? Something always new. What do you make of this news by Ted Cruz today? Something as a little bit of unprecedented or unconventional?
I'm sure some people are super excited about it. I mean, Carly Fiorina, I like her very much. She's smart, she's talented, highly capable, and a great role model for conservative women, and someone who can definitely take on, Hillary Clinton. So I'm sure there's people like clicking their heels and clapping their hands, super excited. But it's almost like, wait a second, did I miss a couple weeks or a couple months? And this is what's happening at the convention, right? So it's definitely putting the cart in front of the horse. That's for sure. But I thought it all went well. The singing freaked me out a little bit. It was a little
In case you missed it, there was a little singing at the beginning of her speech.
Yes, it was a little Children of the Corn, but I don't know. That was the only part, President Obama can sing quite well.
She can deliver a very good speech.
She can. She was outstanding.
Well liked by conservatives. And Eric,
she's been helpful to him.
If you want to change a subject, I guess this is the way. And if Indiana is in fact Cruz's Alamo, then you play the cards that you have, and this one probably was his best card to play.
Yeah, and I understand why Carly said yes to this. I get that. It's great for her, but boy, what a desperation move it feels like for Ted Cruz to do this on the heels of the other desperation move of, hey, let's team up with Kasich. That didn't seem to work. This seems like another desperation. Who picks a vice presidential nominee or candidate when you just lose 6 races in a row and get slaughtered 6 times in a row? It just seems like he's trying to pull anything out just to maybe hold on to Indiana. And who knows? That doesn't mean Ted Cruz would keep Carly Fiorina as his vice president nominee if he were to earn the nomination. But it doesn't look like it's happening. Look, Jeb Bush bowed out with class. Rand Paul bowed out with class. Marco Rubio bowed out with class. It's probably time for Ted Cruz to do the same.
Well, he's not going to do that. So he's saying in this move, I think, Greg, he's saying we're trying to win a majority here. And they still think that if they can win in Indiana, that they can deny Donald Trump getting to that 1237 and that they could bring the party together somehow.
There is a way for him to do this, but the media cycle is like a leprechaun. Everybody is trying to capture it while Donald Trump is on every network eating their Lucky Charms. Well done, my friend.
Tasty.
But it's like these stunts, and they are stunts because we've seen a lot of them. They're forcing people's hands. So they're sometimes making choices that they don't have to make. It's like buying something because it's on sale. And I think that's what kind of feels like now, or registering for a wedding gift when you're not getting married. It seems a little bit premature.
Except if it's probably bound to happen any minute.
Well, I mean, it's wishful thinking. But I will say this. She is a good choice for all the reasons you mentioned, and for a couple that you didn't, which I've always been talking about, which is I think she's the strongest person when it comes to cyber warfare, artificial intelligence, which I'm obsessed with, and technology married to terror. This is somebody that in any administration you should grab and take her brain, because I really do think she probably is on top of this stuff more than anybody. So I think that's valuable.
Can I maybe suggest two others that may be even more valuable? Susana Martinez and Nikki Haley. But you're not going to get 2 sitting governors latching onto a campaign that right now cannot become the nominee unless there's something goes on at the convention.
Well, let's get your take on it from a different point of view.
By the way, why would you say that about Ted Cruz? I mean,
which part?
You said that he would ditch her the minute that he had. Well, I don't think that's. I don't know where you get that from, because I think he's a man of his word. He said that's his vice presidential pick.
Oh, you're on the trusted bandwagon.
Well, no, but I'm just saying. I thought that gosh, if you saw Donald Trump say this is my nominee, I wouldn't come out and immediately say I doubt him. I think he's I just think what, you got to trust people at some level, and I think this is his moment. This is his move. Let's give it some celebration. But I will say I agree with you that when it comes to someone like Susanna Martinez, Nikki Haley, Joni Ernst. These are Republican women that I think really have political experience. I think they would be a tremendous addition to any GOP ticket.
You like them.
I do like them. I've
do.
said that.
They're
I've written
insiders.
it.
They
Evil
would never
insiders.
say yes to a Cruz
I don't know,
offer
but let me
at this
just
point.
say, this is quite different than Sarah Palin. Now, see, I think Sarah Palin is the model for this kind of push where, you know, 53% of voters in 2012, guess what? They were women. Obama won them, I think it was plus 11 over Romney. So you've got to make a move there. Now, obviously, Donald Trump has a big problem with women. So that's why Ted Cruz decides, hey, I'm going to bring out a strong conservative woman with a track record in terms of
And
business.
also the woman that was targeted by him when he denigrated her looks. But Cruz,
But also on the merits, I think she stands up as a good vice presidential choice. And by all accounts, they get along very well. And remember, she was the keynote speaker at CPAC, and she talked about the importance of constitutional conservatism, of which I think she and Ted Cruz align very well that way. I don't think it's just the woman card.
And they've been working well together, and she's helpful for him, like you said, in Indiana.
I think that they'll be able to split up in the state, and because she can get a crowd on her own.
Yeah.
So they'll be able to cover a lot more ground. I admit that it's like a last-minute desperation move,
But
it's not a bad one to play.
And Juan points out John McCain picked Sarah Palin. You know what the date of that was? That was
September.
after. It was
September, August, late August.
It was late
Late.
August
Right.
that he went there, and he was already the nominee, and he knew he had two things to cover. He had to cover the women vote. He had to make sure he closed that gap a little bit, and also that he could be non-establishment outsider type. And so that's what Sarah Palin
she was a governor.
What does Carly bring that Ted doesn't already have, though?
That Ted doesn't
Yeah.
have? Well, obviously.
Is that what you do when you pick your VP?
Remember, this is something Greg said, it
Gender
got
and
kind of
business
swallowed up.
experience.
But she has been the target
business experience.
of Trump slurring her and calling, you know, it's the thing about her face. She had to fire back. So this represents a segment of Republicans who don't like Donald Trump, and she's strongly conservative. Nobody's doubting Carly Fiorina's strength as a businesswoman and as a conservative.
Nor am I, I'm sorry, Greg, nor am I doubting her strength as a businesswoman. I don't know about her conservatism, but I just think the names I mentioned, Nikki Haley and Susanna Martinez, would be so much better for Ted Cruz.
Well, but she took on Planned Parenthood.
But why? Why would you say that?
Seated governors, brings the female vote. Susanna Martinez brings the Latin American vote as well. There are a lot of things that they bring that Carly doesn't.
But we just went through 6 months being told that we don't want governors as presidents. Now we want them as candidates. I think Cruz learned from the master. He learned from Donald Trump. When something happens that could hurt you, you have a major announcement the following day. It's your Alka-Seltzer to that hangover. And I thought it was, we never really question when Donald does it. We question it now. I thought it was a smart decision, but I do feel that, it was definitely done because he had a bad night.
Do we have time for this soundbite? Okay, Donald Trump did comment on it earlier today. Let's listen to him.
I think it hurts him. First of all, he shouldn't be naming anybody because he doesn't even have a chance, all right? He doesn't have a chance. He's millions of votes behind. He's got no path to victory, and he's naming a vice presidential candidate. I guess that's cute. I think that it's not going to help him at all, and he shouldn't be naming anybody now. It looks, to me, it looks ridiculous. He's not going to get the nomination.
One of the things that I thought he could have done is say, look, Carly Fiorina would be on anybody's short list, and then leave it at that. Instead, we get more ridiculousness.
But you have to bring up her height.
Yeah, you'd be on the short list, too. Don't worry.
Come on, everybody's short list.
I know. Look, I thought that at least he didn't call names or say anything bad. He just said, okay, this is...
Your bar is so low, Kimberly.
Just like when
You didn't make fun of her face, so there's progress.
No, but it was just, you can't denigrate at this point. You cannot say anything. You have to say what Dana's saying, that she would be on anyone's short list. She's, strengths to the conservative party, proud, conservative woman, a role model. Those are the types of things you should say that are true. And you want to unite. If you're certain that you're the presumptive nominee, then you take that opportunity to build the tent and try and bring everybody in because, the world is listening.
And wasn't it wonderfully effective? The news cycle, we're giving it live coverage here. Obviously, we're not talking Donald Trump.
We're about to.
And I will say this, though, from a Democrat's point of view, she has some liabilities. The Planned Parenthood video gaffe that she did, a lot of people question her business record.
Yeah, I don't think that was
We back her up on it.
I'm just telling you.
Conservatives will back her up on it.
I don't think it'll
And we are going to talk about Donald Trump next. He's doing a town hall with Greta tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern, so make sure you tune into On the Record. And Ted Cruz and his running mate, Carly Fiorina, join Megyn Kelly on the Kelly File at 9 p.m. That's tonight on the Fox News Channel.